Welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome. Let's get all smudged off. Take a deep breath and get ready for the reading. Let's see what the week looks like for us. Grateful, thankful, each and every one of you. All right. It's Sunday afternoon where I am. So it's a nice, quiet afternoon. So I hope it's nice and quiet where you guys are. So let me get myself all set up. There we are. All right, listen, don't forget to hit the like button. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really makes a difference to my channel, and I'd love to see my channel continue to grow. All right, so that's how you can help me make that happen. So listen, let's start the week off with all of you guys. Hey, baby girl, welcome in. I got my little shuffle tarot here. I love this deck. I'm growing to like it more and more as I get to know it, because you know all these decks, they all have their own little spirit and their own personality, and this one definitely has a real twist to the things. But I thought what I would do is we would start the sign with one of these cards, okay, and then I would pull a tarot card and see if maybe it makes sense. You know what I mean? Hi, Lord Joseph. Welcome in. Welcome in. But I thought we could, you know, check in and see what the week looks like for all of us. Nice to see you guys. How is everyone? I haven't started yet, and since it's really, really quiet, you guys have any need for me to pull a card for you? We are pulling from the Shuffle Tarot, so it's one of those. Beware of what it might say, because it's very different. Really, really twisted. All right, baby girl. I'm going to start with you then. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for baby girl. What can you tell me to tell baby girl? Really needed a reading from me, says baby girl. All right, I'll do a couple readings and then we'll jump over to the collective and we'll do the weekly reading for all of us, all right? Hi, B, welcome in. All right, let's see what's going on for baby girl. Baby girl's in the house needing a reading. What can you tell me to tell baby girl? Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go, and the card we have coming out for you has to do with some heartbreak. We have here, you know, we see that maybe, you know, you're going to go out with your friends or, you know, talk to some other people about, you know, everything that's been really going on. So we start with that, baby girl. Let me see what else we have. Hi, Lawrence, Christine, how are you? Welcome. It's nice to see you guys. 30 people in the house. All right, listen, we are reading for baby girl. I'm gonna take another message, you know, if you've got a question or whatever, and then I'm gonna jump over to the collective, and then we'll do a few of those. I did this before. It kind of works out. So what I'll do is I'll take a few readings. Right now we're doing baby girl, and then we'll go to the collective. Do some of that, and then we'll jump over to you guys. Back to the collective, back and forth. All right, baby girl, we need to know what's going on with the Three of Hearts here, with the Three of Cups. So we have the Ten of Cups coming in reverse to the High Priestess. All right, listen, baby girl, I feel like there's a situation that's going on, and, you know, it wouldn't be, you know, bad for you to go out, you know, and, you know, be okay, you know, to get together with people, but I think you got to be careful what you say to people. All right, you know, if there's a lot of stuff going on that's pretty private, you know, and you just got to be careful about that, all right? You know, because you can't go spilling, you know, all of the stuff that's going on at home. I mean, there's other people involved, so we have to be a little bit sensitive. And the High Priestess is very sensitive, and she's all-knowing, even though, you know better. You know, it's like, you know, just be careful of that, okay? And I do feel like with the High Priestess coming in, that you do have a knowing about this situation. You know, there could have been something that happened with your mom or around mother, or, you know, but again, we have this Three of Cups coming in reverse. So a lot of sadness around a situation that's going on. But be careful, you know, of how much you really spill in this, all right? So I hope that helps you. All right, baby girl. All right, let me take one more question, and then I will turn around and read for Aries. Let's see, we'll do Aries through Cancer, all right? Just so that I can get through, because, you know, people come here just for that, and maybe they don't want a card pull, all right? Just trying to keep it real here. Thanks, Lord Joseph. Hey, see what Lord Joseph said. Like, share, subscribe, and super chat if you can. Grateful, thankful for all the help. All right, listen. Anybody else? Thank you, you're the best. All right. B, could I please tell you whether or not M loves you or not? Ooh, let's find out, B. Grateful, thankful for the messages for B. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, people. Messages for B. What can you tell me to tell B about M? Does M love B or not? Yes or no? Upright for yes, reverse for no. Or what does the card have to tell me to tell him? Let's see. Let's find out, B. Let's find out if M loves you or not. All right. Listen, we've got this 10 of Wands. I feel like yes. All right. At the end of the day, let's start with the answer to your question, which is yes. I do feel that, you know, she does love you. But I also feel like there's a heaviness, you know, that maybe she feels like she carries all of the relationship, or somebody does. You know, but be careful of that, you know, because when we have so much weight, you know, when one person is carrying more than the other person, it gets really, really hard, you know, because, you know, this isn't how they want it to be. Let's get one more card. But I don't think, you know, they say anything. But there's, you know, let's see if maybe you can lift some of the burden, some of the weight, some of the relations, some of the responsibilities of the relationship. And I think it'll be okay. Because here, you know, I feel as if she avoids or he avoids fighting. Especially with this Five of Swords coming in reversed. All right, B? Or it's a him. Well, you know who it is, B. I said that, yes. He will tell you that he loves you. That was the first thing I said. Yes to your answer. Hi, Colton. Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. It's nice to see you guys. So listen, I'm going to, while I have a little window of opportunity here, I'm going to jump over to my Aries. And let's see what's coming up for the week ahead for all of my Aries. And then once I get done with the Aries, you know, and my, let's see, I want to go all the way to Cancer. I'll jump off for a little bit and pull some cards for you guys. I only ask that you please do not spam the comments, Kaveri, because if you do spam the comments, that is a way that, you know, will make sure that I do not take your question, all right? So I have to honor that, Kaveri, so please, you've already put it up there enough. I see your question. But I'm reading for Aries right now. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Aries. What's coming up for Aries for this week? What can Aries expect as the overall theme? What can you tell me about the overall theme? I'm using this deck called the Shuffle deck. It's a little twisted. I love it. All right, listen, we have here, you know, we've got the Six of Pentacles. Now, you know, I feel as if, you know, when we have the Six of Pentacles, there is this sense of balance, all right, that's going on. And here we do see that, you know, even at home, maybe some of you Aries are looking to, you know, make work from home, and you've got everybody working, you know. Come on, everybody, let's get together, all right? Let's get together and let's all, you know, do this and this and this, and then Mama can put it all together and then we can sell it. Right? That's what I'm feeling with this card. But let's get a tarot card out for my Aries and see what this means. All right. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Aries. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Aries. What can you tell me to tell Aries regarding this Six of Pentacles? I like it because I feel as if, you know, everybody feels good. You know, it's like everybody gets a little piece of the pie. Everybody puts a hand in helping around the house, making things happen. And I think, you know, there's a good feeling about it. I like it, Aries. I like what I'm feeling here. And this could even be around work, you know, where you're working with other people, you know, and everybody's kind of helping out. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Aries. We have the Death card coming in reversed to the Eight of Wands to the Five of Pentacles, also reversed. And the final card we have is, you know, the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So, you know, I'm really feeling like there's this energy around, you know, the need for you to make a shift and a change when it comes to work. Interestingly enough, Aries, we start your reading with the Six of Pentacles here. And when we see the Six of Pentacles, it looks like, you know, something that you planted and started make happening. The seeds are all growing, right? But then here at the base of what's going on, we have the Six of Pentacles coming in reversed, telling me that something's off, all right? How this is happening. Maybe, you know, somebody isn't helping. Maybe somebody is doing all the work and the other person isn't doing all the work and nobody's saying anything. Or I'm just feeling as if there's something going on when it comes to the balance of the Six of Pentacles. It's an even give and take. Is it an even give and take, Aries? It may come up this week. We do start out with the Death card and the Eight of Wands coming in reversed. All right, so the Death card says something's got to give, you know, but I don't want to say anything. Something's got to change, but I don't want to say anything, you know, because here, I mean, this is saying you need to break this cycle. And you have to say something in order to move forward, because I feel like you're going backwards, because here we have this Five of Pentacles. All right, you didn't want to say anything, but once you say something, you can move on from this. All right, and then, you know, you break out of this, you know, the cycle of, you know, give and take. Maybe one person feels like one person is giving too much and the other one is taking too much. I'm just feeling like this could be a conversation that has to come up for you. All right, Aries, so that's what I've got for you. Thanks, Gibraltar. Thanks for the $2 or the £2. I don't know what it is, but, you know, thank you. Much appreciated. Grateful, thankful for that. The super chat. All right, let's move on to my Taurus. Taurus. Let's see what's going on for my Taurus. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Taurus for this upcoming week. You know, we've got a Mercury retrograde. So, you know, this is my feeling about Mercury retrograde. All right. You know, I'm very careful during a Mercury retrograde because I feel as if there's things that can be missed. There can be miscommunication. Things just can kind of get, you know, just go awry during a Mercury retrograde. So anything that's important, you know, just kind of make sure and see whether or not, you know, you can kind of take your time with things. A lot of times when the Mercury retrograde shows up, things from your past, like these little threads that you've had, they kind of show up. And they're like, you know, well, listen, you know, it's just, you know, can't do this. Hold on just a second here. I'm going to have to listen, Kaveri. Listen, we tried. I got to block you now. All right, listen, you're out. I got to focus on those people that are good here. There we go. I feel like now, those of us that are really here, I'll get to you guys. Listen, I am happy to pull cards for you guys. It's what I feel is my responsibility as a tarot reader to do, okay? You know, so I try to get to everyone. All right, so anyway, thanks Gibraltar for that super chat. Makes me feel good. Tipping the tarot reader always feels good to me. I could sure use it. All right, but listen, we are looking at Taurus right now. What is the overall theme for my Taurus? All right, let's see. Taurus. All right, Taurus, look, we've got, you know, this is the Six of Cups. I love this energy here. This Six of Cups, the great thing about this is that I feel as if you had this thought, Taurus. All right, it's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this amazing garden. So what I'm going to have to do is start planting these seeds in order to make this happen. I love it. I love it. And here we have this it's funny, this is an Eight of Pentacles, all right? Looking much like the Eight of Cups. Because you want to walk away from what it is that you are doing. It's like, even though, all right, it pays the bills, it's doing what you want to do, there's something you would rather be doing. And if you start planting the seeds now for that, Taurus, I really think that you can manifest something. Now, here I think is the twist. I think there's somebody involved. all right? Because in order for you to walk away, you know, and, you know, do this thing that you want to do, which you can start it now. And, you know, Taurus, you're notorious for this. You know, you guys know how to really build something beautiful down the road. I mean, it's just this gift that you have of being able to do that. And I feel as if, you know, this Lover's card here coming in reversed, there's somebody else involved. Could be a Gemini, you know, but a partnership, something. So I think, you know, you are going to start to develop something on your own away from this partnership. And when the time is right, maybe you'll just walk away from it. So I think that's kind of stirring in your mind right now. All right, Taurus, but let's get some tarot out for you. Grateful, thankful for all of you. Welcome in, you guys. Ashari, welcome in. I see your question. You don't need to keep repeating it. Really appreciate that. Keep it simple. You know how to Grandpa, many, many years ago, he told me, he said, granddaughter, you know what your problem is? He's like, you complicate things. I'm a keep it super simple kind of gal. You know, less is more. I'll go back, you know, and you can always grab my attention here in just a bit. But let's move on, because once I hit Cancer, and after I read for Cancer, I'm going to jump over to you guys for a little bit, take a few questions, and then what I will do is jump back, and we'll do Leo through, like, you know, maybe Scorpio, you know, and just go back and forth, and we'll make it all happen for all of us, all right? Nope, you didn't miss the Pisces, Leona. Welcome in. Thank you, Lord Joseph, for bopping around. Lord Joseph, I wonder if I could make you a moderator for the moment. Any chance that could happen? I could make it happen real quick. You're just a real good help out there for me, so really appreciate you. Really, really shout out to Lord Joseph for helping me out. All right, let's see what's going on for my Gemini. Oh, no, wait, we're still on Taurus, right? Taurus. We haven't pulled the tarot. I'm still shuffling. Focus, Margarita. Focus. All right, let's see what's going on for my Taurus. All right, listen, Taurus, we got a family thing happening. Ooh, look at that. We have the Ten of Cups to the Ace of Wands. Wow, Taurus, are you pregnant? Taurus, look what I got here. Do you see this? Taurus, this is the Ten of Cups. You know, this is about family. And then we have the Empress coming in. And then we have this Ace of Wands also here, you know. So if you are not planning on being pregnant, I feel like this is a very fertile time for you. So just be aware of that this week, all right? That's a big message for you. I mean, it was a very clear message. I'm not going to read any further into it. We did get this message around, you know, kind of on the back side, beginning to do something that you really love to do. All right, let's see what's going on for my Gemini. Hi, Loretta. Welcome in. Oh, thanks, Leona. Thanks for subscribing. Hey, that's right. Listen, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Really helps grow my channel, and it's been growing. Slow and steady goes my ship. Do you know I have been on YouTube going on 7 or 8 years? That much, that long. You know, but I've been coming in, never giving up, because this is what I'm supposed to do. So here I am. All right, let's see what's going on for my Gemini. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Gemini for this week. What can you tell me to tell Gemini? Welcome in, you guys. We got a few people in the chat. All right, let's see what's going on. Gemini. Uh-oh, Gemini, look at this. Look what you're doing. Somebody out there, I think, is drinking. You know, the fact that it comes in as the Nine of Cups kind of energy. And look how much, I mean, really, be careful. Right? And I wonder whether or not you're going to do it. You're going to hide. Be careful of that. Be careful of that. Wait, I have another card coming out here. And we have the Lover's card coming in reverse as well. So Gemini, this is your card, and I feel as if you're at a point now you just can't keep doing this. All right, and here you are, you know, hiding. I feel like, you know, some of you may be hiding your drink. I know that's not going to resonate with everyone. I'm just, you know, this is the message that's going out there for a Gemini out there. And the Lover's card, I feel like, you know, you've got to make some decisions because this thing that you love to do behind closed doors and in hiding doesn't love you back, all right? So I just have to tell you that. It doesn't love you back. Let's see what the tarot has to say for my Gemini for this upcoming week. Hi, Margarita. Welcome in. Hi, Ashari. Listen, Ashari, you're going to be at the bottom of the list, okay? So that's your last chance. You know, I'm giving you one last chance, and I'll read you at the end, at the very end, and then you can maybe notify me one last time at that time, but at this point, I'm not going to read for you, all right, Ashari? So come back at the very end, and, you know, I always forgive. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages from my Gemini. What can you tell me to tell Gemini for this upcoming week? All right, listen, Gemini, we've got the Judgment card coming in reversed. We have the Nine of Swords coming in reversed and the Tower. All right, the Judgment card. You have reached a point where you just can't keep going. You know, there's nothing going to help you at this point. You need to end whatever it is that, you know, has given you so much stress and so much anxiety. Here we have the Nine of Swords, all right? The card that follows this is the Ten of Swords, an ending, a difficult ending, a painful ending, you know? And here we have the Tower coming in unexpectedly as the final outcome. You know, whenever I see the Tower, okay, this is one of these energies. When the Tower comes in, it comes in out of nowhere. Anything can happen to come in to deal with this. And, you know, when the universe steps in and does it because you're not doing it, sometimes it's pretty harsh. So I feel like the stress, the anxiety, you know exactly what it is that you need to bring to an end, Gemini. And I feel like this week it's really going to come out of nowhere. I think you're going to come head to head with it. All right, Gemini. Harsh week. Oh my gosh, it must be this Mercury retrograde. All right, let's move on to my Cancers, and then I'm going to turn my attention to you guys out there in the chat land. Welcome in. Grateful, thankful for the messages for each and every one of you out there. We are looking for messages from my Cancers. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Cancers. What can you tell me to tell my Cancers? What's going on for Cancers? Ooh, you haven't spoken to your mom in years. Ooh. Well, you know, it's Mercury retrograde, all right? So things from the past could come up, and if you're thinking about her, it could happen. Do you know what's funny? I haven't spoken to my sister in years. And I was thinking about her yesterday, and I was like, wow, be careful, because you think about her, you end up calling her, or she's going to call you, or something's going to happen, and it usually never goes well. I wish it was the other way, but it doesn't. Anyway. All right, let's see what's going on for my Cancers for this upcoming week. Look at this. We got 14 people in the chat, and we got 14 likes. I like that. Like, comment, share, subscribe, you guys. Really helps me out. All right, let's see what's going on for you. Cancer. All right, listen, Cancer, we have coming in here, you feeling really defeated. Like you have done everything that you thought you needed to do when it comes to what you're supposed to do. What's my purpose, right? Then we have the Hierophant. I mean, here's you it's like you know, you have taken everything off. There's nothing left. I've done everything I can. And it's almost as if with this Hierophant, we see that, you know, he's taken the armor off. He's, you know, sitting here in meditation, you know, trying to be really, really quiet, trying to hear what is it that you want me to do, right? And then here we have this Nine of Wands coming in, looking very much like the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is a very independent energy. The Nine of Wands is doing something that we love to do. I mean, this is the Wands, it's our passion. I mean, we've tried so hard. We've gotten this far, you know, and it's just like, what's going on? How come it's not happening? So I feel like, you know, for some of you Cancers, you know, it's just like, you know, what is there left for me to do? You know, and you know, and here, you know, you're trying really, really hard. And it's almost like you're trying to prove to the universe or God or whatever that you're meeting them halfway. I'm here, I'm halfway there. Don't you see me? So I think it's going to be a big, see here, you know, look at the card that's come up. So I feel like Cancer, there's been this energy around, you know, you had this really great idea, you know, and you've done everything you needed to do. You planted all the seeds and you've done the work, and, you know, here, you know, with the sun and the moons, I mean, you've done this for a while now. It's like, when is it finally, what more can I do to get to that place that I really want to be? That's what I feel for you, Cancer. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say, Cancer. All right. Grateful, thankful. Grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Cancers out there. And look, the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, it's like you are screaming for independence, Cancer. Do you know what I mean? Like screaming for it. And then here we have the Judgment. Again, you know, it's like, what, you know, you're reaching up to God, like, what can I do? What more can I do? I'm doing everything I can think of, you know, to show you that this is what I want to do. So let's see what comes out, right, Cancer? Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Cancers. All right, listen, 2 of Wands coming in. See, again, here you are. It's just like, you know, you know what it is you want to do. You're holding it in your hand. This is what you've wanted for a long, long time. We have the 6 of Cups coming in. You know, but it's not happening. But then we have this Magician coming out as a final outcome. I think things are about to turn. All right, honestly. You know, it's just like, you got to believe it. You got to believe it. This is what you want, right? This is what you want. You've wanted this ever since you can remember, right? This is something you've really wanted. And the Magician says you can make it happen. But this card says, but it hasn't happened. And the Fool card says, I keep waiting, I keep waiting, I keep waiting. And then you get the Strength card. It's going to happen. You have to believe like you've never believed before, Cancer. That's what I'm feeling this week for you. All right, believe like you've never believed before. All right, let's take a little break. Let's come in. Personal reads. Leona. Leona out there. Let's see. My new subscriber, Leona. I want to read for you. Are you out there? Hello. All right, let's see. You blocked her today. You'd love a general message on whatever I feel. All right, listen, we're going to pull a card. Let me hit my bell. Isn't that pretty? Burn a little cedar. You know why I burn cedar, don't you? If you're new here, the reason why I burn cedar is because in what I was taught is that, you know, the cedar is evergreen, always giving us life. When we burn it, the smell of evergreen has really got this beautiful, comforting scent. You know, we use it in our ceremonies. And it just brings us comfort, and it brings us healing. And we believe that it brings, you know, these things that we want to the spirit. Anyway, nice, beautiful cleansing. I always like to use my cedar. And it grows on trees. Go out and pick yourself some. And, you know, don't be afraid to burn cedar. It grows on trees. Evergreen. The holy evergreen is what we refer to. All right, let's see. Leona. We are looking for a reading for Leona. Now, I'm going to use the Shuffle Tarot because I like how it's reading today. You guys like it? And you know, and if we don't like it, we can go to the tarot if I don't like it. All right, but what can you tell me to tell Leona? Grateful message for Leona, my new subscriber. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right, Leona, what's going on for you? What is it that you need to know? So we have the Hermit. Look at you. I feel like you feel alone. Like, you know, it's like you've been hit a lot. Like, you've definitely been hurt. And the Hermit's coming in, you know, as the 9 of Swords. You know, so there's a lot of stress, a lot of hurt there. What's at the bottom of the deck? But, you know, I feel like something's about to turn for you. All right. Now, the Hermit, you've learned a lot. All right. You've been through a lot. Okay. A lot has come your way. All right. And the lessons that you have been through, Leona, I think have been very, very difficult. Now, you're a Pisces with a Leo rising. I love that combination. Because the Leo, that's your moon sign. Oh, no, that's your rising sign. That's who you are about to become. You know, when you are doing you and you are shining in your light, which I think, you know, and in the past may have gotten you in some trouble. But I feel as if that's where you have your magic. Oh boy, have you been through it. Look at this, the Ten of Swords. Look how painful. Stabbed in the back, feeling betrayed. You've been through an awful lot, but the tide is definitely about to turn for you, Leona, because this Wheel of Fortune, the Magician is laying on top of it. And I feel as if, you know, it's like out of the dark into the light kind of thing. I think something really magical is about to hit you on your horizon. And, you know, being the Pisces that you are, you know, if you tune into that spiritual side of yourself, all right, because I think that's what you need to tap into. You didn't tell me what your moon is. I'd love to know what your moon is. Oh, is your moon Aries? Yeah, you know, the Aries and the Leo, boy, right now, you cannot be afraid to be who you are, Leona. All right, that Aries, your moon, you know, you are happiest when you're just out there doing things. And an Aries says, listen, here I am. I'm going to do this. Who's with me? Right? And you are a Leo, and you can get out there, Leona, and you can be like, hey, I'm going to do this. Who's with me? Let's do this. Let's do this together. Kind of thing. And I think, you know, you've learned a lot about how to do that now, all right? Because sometimes being that impulsive kind of rubs people the wrong way. But, you know, I feel as if there's a victory here close at hand. And I think, you know, go after what it is you really want, because your life is about to change. And you can make that happen. All right, Leona? That's what I got for you. All right, let's see. Gibraltar. ChatGPT says you are a Leo moon, but you don't trust it. So I think emotionally that you are happiest when, you know, you are being recognized, when, you know, you are center of stage. I mean, there's a part of you likes to be acknowledged. Ooh, Gibraltar, you're a Scorpio Libra moon. Well, that's a whole other thing. I bet you're pretty magical. I mean, seriously, I feel like, you know, you could, you know, I bet you're pretty magical, Gibraltar. It just keeps coming through. It's a gift you have. You could probably help a lot of people. All right, let's see. Jessica Maffret would like a reading. Grateful, thankful for Jessica. Welcome in, Jessica. Welcome in, all you guys. I'm just here on break. I'm going to read a few readings for a few of you people. Dana, do not spam the comments, okay? Once is enough. You start doing that, I'm going to get you off. I'm going to kick you off, and then you're going to have to wait until I come back on another day, and we'll have to try again, all right? Anyway, if you're new and you don't know that, I figure I'd just let you guys know. I just don't like it when people spam the comments. Do you know what happens when you spam the comments? So you're spamming the comments, all right? And all I see is this block of letters, right? And then there's a question of a person that, you know, isn't part of the spam, and they jump out. And then you put another block again, and then the person that, you know, has written another question from someone else kind of jumps out. So you kind of do other people a favor by spamming it, because it's a good, sure way for you not to get a reading. Just saying, guys, that's how my mind goes. All right, let's see what's going on for Jessica Maffred. Grateful, thankful. Jessica, I hope you're still out there. I'm going to do a general reading for you because I don't see that you have a question in any way. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Jessica. What can you tell me to tell Jessica? We are using the Shuffle Tarot today, a crazy deck I have that I'm starting to really like. All right, listen, we have the Sun card coming in as the Hermit. Interesting. So, you know, Jessica, sometimes I think that, you know, you can't forget what it is that you're really after. All right. Because the hermit, you know, sometimes I think you're happiest when you're by yourself as well. But there's, you know, because maybe, you know, you're afraid of being hurt. Because here we have the Seven of Swords. You know, when you put yourself out there, I get hurt and then I got to pull back. You know, so, you know, there could be some fear that you have when it comes to, you know, who you are and what you do and when you put yourself out there. When we have the Seven of Swords, I mean, look at all these swords. It's like, well, I'm afraid if I do this, this is going to happen. And I'm afraid if I do this, this is going to happen. But you know what the Hermit tells me about you, Jessica, is that you are very wise. You are very, very wise. And then we have the Five of Cups coming in here. All right. You've got to move on from, you know, things that you think are going to hurt you, because that's fear. All right. And it's getting in the way of the present. All right. Right now, you and me, we're having a good moment, right? You know, the present moment. It's really good. You know, nothing bad's going on. I'm talking to you. You're listening. And it's all good, right? The present moment is what matters, right? So I feel as if, you know, you have to, you know, not be afraid to move forward and do things that are going to be good for you in the long run. All right, because I feel like you've got to break out of this cycle. You know, honestly, there is something that I see that you have done for a while. We have this Eight of Cups. Look at this beautiful card. You know, it's like, you know, on the shelf, I mean, you started, you made this one, thought, oh, I can make a better one. Oh, maybe I'll do a better one. And, you know, until you realize that, gosh, you know, I can probably make it like this and it'll be amazing. So there's something you do, Jessica, that is very, very good. And I think you should jump on it. I think you should do it, all right? Because I feel like there's something that you've learned in your life, some craft, something that you are very good at that could probably really help you. You know, it's one of those things, when you do what you love to do in life, it takes care of you, that kind of thing. All right, Jessica? So that's what I've got for you. Loretta, I'm going to do a reading for you, and then I'm going to do a reading for Margarita. Gibraltar, my sign is, I am a Capricorn with an Aquarius moon and a Sagittarius rising. And I have a Cancer North node. What else you want to know? All right, let's see what's going on for Loretta. Grateful, thankful. Loretta always comes through. I like to honor my loyal subscribers. And listen, if you're a new subscriber, let me know. I like to read for new subscribers, all right? Hint, hint. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, people. All right, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Oh, I just saw somebody hit the like button. Thank you, whoever you were. All right, Loretta, you ready? Here come your cards. Let's see what's going on for you. Look, we got the Seven of Coin to the Seven of Swords to the Eight of Wands. All right, so listen, there's a situation. I got to be caution. I don't know, maybe I'm dating myself, but caution, Will Robinson is from a TV show from many, many years ago. I want to say probably the 70s. You know, there was this little robot that would come out on the moon, you know, and kind of warn these people that were stranded on the moon, you know, that there was, you know, something up. And I feel like with the Seven of Swords and with the Seven of Coins, you know, a lot of it's in your head. All right, Loretta? Because the Seven of Swords, it's very like up in the air, kind of fearful. I just read this kind of energy here, all right, the Seven of Swords. And then we have the Seven of Coin, looking very much like the Seven of Swords, you know, and that's one of trying to find a solution. And, you know, there's something too here, you know, we've got this Eight of Wands coming in. And I think there's something that you do. I mean, it sets on fire. I mean, look, all these wands. I mean, they're matches. They're like all lit up. And you're all in your head about, you know, wanting to do something, you know, and all the reasons why you cannot do it. All right, Loretta, they're all coming up. And I feel like you need to get out of your head, get out of your own way. You got a really great idea. It's going to work. You know, you got to quit being afraid. All right, you got to quit being afraid. Believe. I just did that for Who did it? Was Cancer. I don't know if you have any Cancer in your chart, but just, you know, you gotta believe. Like Netflix did a remake of Lost in Space, pretty good, right? And I bet you they had that line, "Danger, Will Robinson, danger, danger." It was one of my favorite shows. All right, listen, who was I going to read for? Margarita. Let's see what's going on with him. Who? We're not in communication at the moment. What's happening with you, dude? Where are you? What's going on with this guy? All right, Margarita, you will be my last one, and then I'm going to jump over and do some collective readings. Just a few, kind of get through that, and then I'll come back to you guys, all right? All right, let's see, Margarita, what's coming on to you. I think this is a pretty good format, because then I get everything done, right? All right, let's see what's going on for Margarita Fit. What is going on with him? Let's see. What's going on with him is the question. She wants to know. So we're going to look for it. All right, let's see. What is going on? He's a guy. Oh, let's look at this. King of Squirrels. Oh, shoot. He's a shady character. The World card coming in. What's at the bottom of the deck? We have the Magician reversed. Listen, this guy is up to no good. You know, the King of Squirrels, you know, this is like the King of Wands reversed. Then we have the World card coming in. I think his world, honestly, because he's upside down in the World card. I think his life has totally turned upside down because of his shady dealings and his manipulative ways. If anything, you know what, Margarita, you have done yourself a favor by this coming to an end. You know, because his world is, honestly, his world is crap. You know, especially with the Magician coming in reverse, you know, so this is good. And look, here we have the 10 of Wands looking very much like the 10 of Cups coming in reverse. And then we have the 10 of Swords over here, you know, also coming in reversed. I mean, listen, is your life good? If the answer to that is yes, good for you, you know. Leave him alone because he's just a mess, you know. Move on, move on. Oh, total player, total manipulative type of player. That guy, Margarita, has his own agenda. Yeah, you're good. All right, listen, I got to go back to, I got to go read for Leo, all right? Leo, who are we doing? Let's get this all clear now. Oh, I'm very correct. All right, thank you, Margarita. I'm glad that resonated. All right, let's move on. I am going to do readings now for Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. We'll do 4 at a time. That's a nice little break. All right, let's ring the bell. Clear the energies. All right, listen, Leo, I'm going to use the Everyday Witch Tarot for you. Thanks a lot, Margarita. I'm glad that resonated. Hi, Tracer Eraser. Tracer, come back when I do the next break after I get done doing Scorpio, all right? AB. Welcome in. Norma. Oop. I think I got something. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see what's going on. I am reading for all of my Leos for the upcoming week. Grateful, thankful. Oh, good, Tracer. Nice to be there. Yeah, when I pop back on, okay? You know what I mean. All right, let's see what's going on for my Leos. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my upcoming week for my Leos. What can you tell me for all of my Leo lions? Grateful, thankful for the energies. Their birthday's coming up. We're almost there. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my Leos. Maybe I'll do a special reading just for you guys, Leo. Maybe I'll start to do that where I'll just do every zodiac sign. That would be great, huh? We'll try that. All right, let's see what's going on, Leo. Ready? Here come your cards. Gibraltar. All right, let's see. So Leo, 3 of Wands. Well, actually, it's the 4 of Wands. All right, again, here you are. You're sitting here not knowing whether or not you should try again something. But listen, I feel like what you're not seeing is that it's producing, all right? Because this wand has leaves on it. These don't. So a situation that I think you feel like you just want to hide and go away and give up. Maybe something happened and you're a little embarrassed, or, you know, I just feel as if, you know, you're hiding here. You know, I think in somebody's kind of like, if somebody's trying to let you know that, you know, hey, listen, it's working. Whatever it is, it's really working. All right. Page of Swords. You had a great idea. It's really working. All right. So whatever that is, and this Page of Swords is over here looking at this. So it could be the Page of Swords brings you this message, and this is their hand saying, hey, it's working. And the image here reminds me of like the energy of the Knight of Swords, you know, with those clouds in the back. You know, I just feel as if, you know, it's going to be okay. There's a good outcome, a good solution. And I get, you know, what I feel from you, Leo, is this sense of relief. Like, like you just totally like deflate. Like, oh my God, I can't believe that we're there. And, you know, I think there's more to it, though. All right, Leo, because I feel also that, you know, you also find that you start to open up. There's something that's been going on with you, right, Leo? I mean, there's been something that you've been hiding, something that you haven't wanted people to know about. And I feel like here, you know, with these 2 cards that, you know, and these 3 cups here, I mean, you finally start to, you know, pour your heart out, so to speak, you know, to some people. It's going to make you feel good, right? Good medicine. I mean, really, good medicine. So that's what I've got for you, Leo, from this deck. This is the Shuffle Tarot. Let's see what the tarot has to say for you for this upcoming week. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Leos for this upcoming week. What can you tell me? Tell my Leos. Gibraltar, yes, rising is the same as your ascendant. Wait, what's your ascendant? Your Scorpio sun, Mercury, Pluto, and rising. What is your ascendant? Pluto's not your ascendant. Let me know. All right, Leo, what does the tarot have to tell me, to tell you for this upcoming week? Grateful, thankful for all of you guys. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscribes. Really appreciate you all. All right, listen, Leo, we've got the 5 of Swords coming up to the 6 of Swords. All right, listen, there is a situation that comes up, Leo. You know, you're not going to fight anymore. 5 of Swords. You're not going to fight anymore. I'm just going to move on. That's it. I'm done. I'm leaving. 7 of Pentacles coming in reverse. Something that you have tried to make happen. You're not doing it anymore. I'm not going to keep putting energy in. I'm not going to keep giving you money. I'm not going to keep doing this. 5 of Swords reversed. Boy, that's really clear. All right, and the 6 of Swords. And this could be where you turn around and you tell yourself, Leo, that, you know, maybe by fall I'm going to move on, you know, because I see these fall leaves, you know, but that's right around the corner. I mean, by the time we get to the end of Leo season, we're already into the fall season, right? So I think by the end or the next full moon, yeah, I feel like I'm not fighting anymore is what I keep getting. So that's what I feel like is coming up as a theme for this upcoming week. And then here we have the King of Wands. I mean, this guy's showing himself again. You're not going to keep doing this with this person, right? Because the King of Wands is somebody who they say they're going to do something and then they don't. You know, they promise this, but then they don't do it. And then they show up and then they leave, you know? I mean, they don't really care about you. And I think you're tired of trying to put a lot of energy into this situation that's just not paying off. All right? So that's what I got for all of you Leos. All right, let's move on to my Virgos. Love my Virgos. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Virgo. Ooh, this card wanted to come out. Page of Swords. Listen, Page of Swords, if you have a child, all right, and if you don't have a child, this will be a different message, but Page of Swords, this is, a very smart kid that you have, all right? Just want to acknowledge that. I feel like they can do all kinds of things, all right? But a very smart child. I feel like sometimes I think they can, they think that they're older than they should be. But the other thing I get with this Page of Swords is like a really great idea that's coming through, all right? Catch it, because I feel like you could have this really good idea and then it kind of like, how like these thoughts kind of come and then they leave and it's just like, oh, like you had this dream about something and you don't remember what the dream was. All right, here with this Page of Swords, I feel like, there's some news, something that comes through and it comes in quick. This news comes in really, really fast, so fast that it blows his hat off. So maybe you need to jump fast on a situation. All right, Virgo? So, but let's see what else comes through for you, all right? Loretta, Virgo sun. All right, let's see what's going on for my Virgos for this upcoming week. We got Virgos in the house. Yvonne, welcome in. All right, Virgo, what's coming on for you? What's going on for my Virgos? All right, Virgo, we have, oh, I like it. Look at this. We have the 6 of Wands coming in. There has been a situation, and if it does involve your child, okay, because again, I was picking up the whole child thing, right? But here, with this one, all right, this looks like the image of the 6 of Swords, where we go from some troubled energy way over, into, a place where we're much calmer. And I think you've been through something. I mean, but you were fighting. You weren't going to give up. Maybe you were fighting for your kids. Maybe this is something about your kids. The fact that you move out of this troubled energy and we have this wreath up here, I feel like you come out the winner, all right? So if you have been in some kind of custody battle or a situation, dealing with your children, I feel as if things start to turn, all right, and something better comes out. And, here is your strength, all right? You as a mother, okay, because here we have the Empress, and here we have this energy of this big, fierce kind of lion, right? And, sometimes I think they're really difficult. And I think, you have such a way about dealing with the situation that you win. All right. So that's what I feel for you, all of my Virgos. All right. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Right, Virgo? All right, let's see what's going on. Yvonne's from the UK. Welcome. It's nice to have people from the UK. I love that, people from around the world. I mean, I've had people from New Zealand, and I actually had one woman from Delhi. I had another one from Germany, and India, and New Zealand, and Australia. I love it. Mexico. Miss Maggie May. Oh, see, there's Australia. Oh, look, Loretta, she's from Ireland. See, I love it. Look at the Irish in the house. Right? Netherlands. Oh, this is great. You love my accent? Do you know what? I actually have a New Jersey accent. I live in New Mexico. I grew up in New Jersey, so I have an East Coast accent, and sometimes it really comes out. Amsterdam. Oh, that's my bucket list place. You just lived there? Yes. You escaped from New Jersey. This is good. A lot of people in New Jersey. Oh, my God. Heavy energy over there. London. This is great. London. I'm from New Mexico. I'm living in New Mexico with a New Jersey accent. California. I love California. I'm afraid to live in California. I mean, honestly, I have a real fear of California. I love California. And, in my astrocartography, Northern California, my sun goes right through it. I mean, I love California. Northern California especially. The redwoods. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Virgos. All right, let's see what's going on, Virgo. All right, first card out for you, Ace of Wands, King of Cups reversed. Listen, I know you love this person. You feel sorry for them. But I feel as if, you have a lot of passion for somebody who is emotionally very needy. All right, Virgo. as much as, you know, and I think it's that kind of, it's so funny because it's almost like you want to be really mad at them, right? But here they come and they put their arm around you and you just kind of melt and, you know, you forgive them, you know. I mean, this could be somebody who parties a lot, drinks a lot. Queen of Pentacles coming in reverse for you, Virgo. Be very careful, all right? Because this person brings you a lot of instability, all right? Queen of Pentacles reverse, right? This is you not being stable, not feeling good, you know? It's one of these energies that, you know, with the Queen of Pentacles, you know, you just don't feel like you're being even responsible. And I think you know that, you know, when you're dealing with someone like this. But here, the Ace of Wands, I mean, there's just so much that, you know, you love about this person. I get it. I get it. You know, but emotionally, you know, if some people are not on the same level, you know, it's like you can't go backwards, right? And, you know, until they stop doing what they're doing that causes them to be stuck in this emotional playing field in their own level, you know, which, you know, my understanding of like alcoholism and things like that, you know, a lot of times when you look back to when you first started drinking, what happened? You know, did your mom die? You know, was that the thing? You know, then maybe, you know, they're stuck at that age, you know, at 15 when their mom died, you know, so they handle everything like a 15-year-old. And that's my understanding. It could be wrong, but, you know, so I feel like you're dealing with somebody who's not on the same emotional playing field as you. And when you have someone like that, as much as you really love them and you have all of this great stuff between you, you know, that emotional part is such a key factor in this connection. So I think it's going to come up this week, all right, the fact that we're talking about it. So just know, all right, that, you know, Mercury retrograde, if this is somebody who you let go of in the past and they come back, I think they're going to want to come back for a new start, you know, and you've got to remember, you know, what you need to do in order for you to maintain your own stability if you are going to deal with them, all right? So that's what I've got for you. Norma's from Texas. Texas. I spent quite a bit of time in Texas. It's been a while because I've been kind of stuck up here in New Mexico, but I do go to Texas on a regular. Lovely. All right, let's move on to my Libras. We're going to do Libra and Scorpio, and then I'm going to jump back over to the chat and start reading cards for you guys. And that's when I'll start pulling questions from the chat. I know there's somebody out there I said to kind of make sure that they catch my eye. Oh, Tracer Eraser. Yeah. I know you're still out there. All right, let's see what's going on from my Libras. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Libra. What's going on, Libras? Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Libras for this week. What can you tell me to tell my Libras? All right, Gibraltar, let's go. What can you tell me to tell Gibraltar and all my Libras? We're looking for all my Libras. Thank you, Miss Maggie May. Grateful, thank you for the super chat. It's always nice to tip the tarot reader. All tips appreciated. I'll take it. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Libras for this upcoming week. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my Libras. So look, we got the Knight of Cups coming out. To the Eight of Cups. To the Two of Pentacles. All right, so listen. Here we have you showing up here with the Knight of Cups, all right? Knight of Cups is, you know, wanting to make an offer to someone or something, you know, that, you know, you've been really kind of in your own space. I mean, solid, you know, but there's someone I really like. Could be somebody at work. Libra, maybe there's somebody at work, somebody who you work with. Because again, I have the, you know, the Two of Pentacles, your hands, you just don't know. I just feel like there is a Libra out there that has a crush on someone at work. And I think you just admire them, you know. I think you admire what they do. I think you see that what they do is really incredible. You know, but there's a part of you that holds back, Libra. It's like, but I don't want to say anything. I don't know. Should I say anything? Should I say something? Should I not say something? Here we have the Two of Pentacles. This is you going back and forth. And you know, with the Knight of Cups, with that lantern, it's just like, you know that, you know, maybe, okay, so here's this other thought that just kind of flew into my head. I'm almost wondering whether this person that you admire so much, that you want to approach, does something that you want to learn how to do. You know, like you be the apprentice, because the Eight of Pentacles can be, at the Eight of, well, this is the Eight of Eight of Cups, but the Eight of Pentacles, which this looks like, you know, this is something you absolutely love, you know, and maybe there's this opportunity for you to apprentice with someone, do something, work with them, you know, learn what it is, those tricks of the trade, that kind of thing. There could be like a workshop that comes up, all right? Because here, Two of Pentacles says, I don't know whether I can afford to go, and you know, I would really love to, though. So if there is that kind of a scene going on for you, Libra, I feel like, you know, you can find a way, all right? You know, I mean, your hands aren't that tied. Notice where your hands are. They're holding the coins. They're not that tight. You know, so I feel like, you know, if you really want to, you know, approach this person, I think you can do it, all right? And I think you can find a way. You know, I'll tell you a little story about this. You know, many, many years ago, I wanted to go on a trip. I was in New Jersey, right? And there was a trip out here, you know, to where I am now, to the Southwest. And I didn't have a penny to my name. But I did do my taxes. And I did have a piece of paper that told me, you know, that said how much money I was going to get back. And I used that to save my place to get on a trip to come out here to New Mexico. And I spent a summer on an Indian reservation for the summer. And at the end of the summer, you know, I went back only to get my things and come back and move here. And I feel like this is that kind of energy. You really want to do this. You can find a way. All right, Libra? That's all I'm saying. All right, so that might come up this week, but let's look at the tarot and see what's going on for you. Again, thanks, Miss Maggie May. Really appreciate it. All right, we'll read for you. All right, Miss Maggie. You and Tracer Eraser, all right? You're on board for the next group, all right? And then we'll see who else. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for my Scorpios. Let's see what's going on, Scorpio. No, we're still, wait. Don't let me get ahead of myself. We are still reading for my Libras here. We are looking at the tarot to find out what the tarot has to say for my Libras. Grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Libras out there. What can you tell me to tell Libra? All right, from the voice of tarot, we have the Three of Wands to the Sun card. All right, I feel like this is going back to those other cards. The Three of Wands, this is you making what you want happen. This is you setting something that you really love in motion, right? And now what you're doing is, you know, it's coming towards you. I love the energy of the Three of Wands because positivity breeds positivity. And I feel like there's a lot of positive energy around you right now, Libra. Here, the Sun card. Yeah, moving into summer. I mean, you know, here we are, Libra. This is Leo season, right? The Sun. Positivity. A lot of positive energy around you. Oh my gosh, I love this, Libra. Be patient, all right? You know, things need to take their own time, you know? And I think there's something that you've set in motion with this Three of Wands. And I just think, you know, this temper, it's solid, all right? You're in tree pose here. I mean, this is one of those things that whatever it is that you set in motion, it's solid. I love it, Libra. I love it for you. Good for you. All right, let's see. Moving on to my Scorpios, and then I'm going to turn my attention to all you guys in the chat. Let's see what's going on. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Scorpios. He has the same cat as you. I can't have a cat. I would love to have a cat. Did you see the cat painting? I painted that. That's my cat. That's a painting of my cat. I can't have cats where I live because, you know, as soon as I get a cat, man, the coyotes come around. And it's just heartbreaking. You know, I mean, it's the natural order of where it's the reality of where I live, you know, so I don't want to get any cats because they get so attached. All right, let's see what's going on for my Scorpios. Scorpio, what's going on for my Scorpios? Grateful, thankful for my Scorpios. Yeah, it's not bad, huh? It's like it breathes. I've got a goat I'm working on now for my cousin. All right, let's see, Scorpio. All right, listen, Scorpio, are you drinking? Look at this. All right, that is an image of somebody who has drank not just 1 bottle, 2 bottles. They're drinking a lot. Queen of Swords coming in. Boy, that's pissing someone off. And the Knight of Wands. I'm going to do what I want to do. So, careful, Scorpio, all right? Listen, I don't care what you do, all right? Listen, I'm someone loves to have a drink every now and then. I like to smoke a little doob every now and then, you know, but everything in moderation, right? Right? And here with this Nine of Cups, this is overindulgence. I mean, you're on the ground. You can't even walk. Then we have the Queen of Swords coming in here. She's pissed, man. She is not happy, Scorpio. And here, Knight of Wands. You know, well, then I'm just going to go do what I want to do. So this situation could come to a head, all right? I'm just saying, Scorpio, if you live with somebody and you come home really, really plastered, you know, doing what you want to do, I mean, I feel as if, you know, you can find yourself walking out the door. Just saying. Bottom of the deck, you know. Yeah, this could be your person. 2 of Wands. You know, it's like, what do you love better, you know? Going out and partying or me? You know, I mean, there's just a situation that comes up, Scorpio, this week that I just feel like it really comes to a head because, you know, she is really, really pissed. You know, Knight of Wands, you know, this is where I see you going, you know, taking off. You know, the Knight of Wands is like, well, that's fine. I'm just going to go off and I'm going to do what I want to do. Be careful of that energy, Scorpio, you know, because, you know, I could just get this cockiness about it. And that can get you in trouble, right? You know, it's like, you know, the reason why they're mad is because you've done something. Or vice versa. Maybe you're the one that's mad at them. You know, put the players where you need to put them. All right, let's see. Scorpio, what does the tarot have to say for you? Grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Scorpios. Grateful, thankful for my Scorpios. Welcome in, everyone. It's nice to have you in the house. We got a few people. 21 people. Woohoo! Thank you. I'm glad you all are here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Really appreciate it. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Scorpio. What can the tarot tell me to tell the Scorpio? Hi, Soma. All right, Scorpio, let's see what the tarot has to say in regards to your week. We got the Ace of Pentacles coming out to the Hermit. I like it. And then we have the Queen of Swords coming in again. All right, so listen, there is just a situation that has really gotten under your skin. All right, and here it is, Queen of Swords. It could be someone that's getting just really ticking you off. You know, and if it's somebody who you're really angry at or they're angry at you, I think, you know, this week you're probably best off to kind of sit on your own here with this Hermit card. Try to figure it out. But I see a really good opportunity coming in for you, Scorpio, this week, all right? We see this Ace of Pentacles, and I see you focused on, you know, something that you want to start, something that you really want. And I think you're going to spend a lot of time this week trying to formulate this thought, this idea that you have, you know, that you want to really kind of get off the ground. I like that, you know, I really do like that. I really think that the one thing is, and she's come up twice, is this Queen of Swords energy. I mean, there's somebody really angry either at you or you at them, you know, and I think it's going to come out this week and you're just going to have to face it. All right? So that's what I've got for my Scorpios. All right, you guys, time for you. Break time. Break time. Let me hit the bell. Burn a little bit more cedar. All right, how are you guys? Who's new in the house since the last time? So listen, I'm going to read for Tracer, Eraser, and Miss Maggie May. And then we're going to look at a couple other people, all right? But Miss Maggie May, many thanks to you for the kindness, your generosity. She tipped me $10, people. That's amazing. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you. So, Miss Maggie May. Let's start with you. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Miss Maggie May. This Hermit wanted to stay out. So I'm going to talk about it because I feel like Miss Maggie, there is this need for you to kind of sit in your space right now. All right. There is a lot that you can really tap into. You know, if there is this need for you to kind of find some answers because there's a situation you haven't been very happy about. You know, I think if you take some space, you're going to feel better. And I think with some space, you'll get some clarity. And with some clarity, you'll get some understanding. With that understanding, you'll know exactly what to do. Well, let's see what the cards have to say for you, Miss Maggie May. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Miss Maggie May. Let's see. One more shuffle for you. No, we're going to do another shuffle. All right, not enough. We got to do one more. Miss Maggie May, what's going on for you? All right, Miss Maggie May, let's find out. All right, we have the Ace of Cups coming in to the Emperor reversed. Ooh, be careful. All right, listen. There is somebody that you really, really like. All right, probably even love this person. The Emperor reversed. This is somebody, could be an older person, but the Emperor reversed is somebody who has a lot of power, a lot of control. The problem is they misuse it. All right, and they can be, you know, sometimes very difficult. And I feel like your person right now, Ace of Swords coming in reverse, is not telling you the up and up, the truth. All right, Miss Maggie, be very careful because, you know, the Emperor coming in like this, I don't trust him. And then the Ace of Swords sits right there. And I feel like, you know, he may have made a promise to you, but I don't trust him. And here we have the Ace of Cups coming in, you know. Don't be blinded by love by this person, all right? Be very clear in dealing with them. Seven of Wands, because I feel as if, you know, you're going to reach a point where, you know, here, it just totally flipped out of my hands. Like, you know, you feel like you don't have a say in anything. All right, don't forget, you know, you got to stand up and you got to stick up for yourself. So just err with caution with this person, Maggie May, okay? You know, because you know, I see how much you're smitten with them. But you can't trust everything that they're telling you, all right? So that's what I got for you, Miss Maggie. All right, Tracer Eraser, you're next. There's a man who's expressed interest. Oh. And I was scared because I liked him as well, but there's an age gap. Uh-oh. He's younger, so you made it seem like I'm only interested in friendship. Uh-oh. Miss Tracer, let's find out. What's the story between you and this younger person? Grateful, thankful for the messages. Listen, here's my one feeling about love, all right? Love is love. Sometimes you can't help who you fall for. I mean, really, love is love, you know? There's a thing there. There's a thing there. But let's see. Tracer Eraser wanted to know. There's a man who has expressed some interest. What can you tell me about this connection? Oh, Two of Cups coming in. Oh, look at the block. Yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. All right? So we can all it's not going to happen. But, you know, I feel like you need to look at this because here's this Two of Cups coming in. So this immediately tells me it's not going to happen. All right, Tracer? And then we have the Chariot coming in reverse. Like, this is not going to go anywhere. You know, there's just like, nope, this is not happening. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, you know, because I think you see that it wouldn't work, all right? Because she's looking at this Knight of Cups, all right? And he's reversed. All right, he's not really serious. And I think that's the whole thing. Like, I think you look at him and you're like, you can't be serious, right? And I think that's the big thing that's going on between you and him that really bothers you, you know, about this connection. Like, this is why it's not just that there's an age gap that you're scared. It's just, you know, you question whether or not, like, it's really going to work. And here the Wheel of Fortune comes in upside down. And I think there's part of you that knows it's like, this is just isn't going to work. But listen, you know, it's a compliment, you know, like enjoy it. You know, it's just like, it's flattering to have someone younger than you be interested, right? But I just don't see it ever happening. All right, let's see. Lovely. See, lovely. Recently divorced, co-parenting, some insight on your current situation. Let's look at Lovely's current situation. Are you still out there? Lovely. We're looking at you, the current situation. Oh, there's Lovely. Welcome in. All right, let's take a look at what's going on. What can you tell me about this co-parenting situation for Lovely? One more shuffle. I see that there was... All right, so listen. There's a real imbalance when it comes to this co-parenting thing. Because here we have the Six of Pentacles coming in reverse. We have the Seven of Pentacles coming in reverse. And we have the Two of Pentacles. I wonder if there's a money issue between the two of you. You know, because here with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like this is not wanting to give any money or any more energy into a situation. It's just like not fair. And then we have the Two of Pentacles here. You can't pretend anymore that's going to work. You know, maybe there's an issue around the co-parenting thing, around the money. I mean, honestly, with that Two of Pentacles coming in reverse, Lovely, I feel like you cannot pretend anymore. You know, yeah. He has to pay child support. Nine of Cups, you know, but I think it's not going to be easy. I don't think this guy is going to pay up. All right, Nine of Cups. I think it's going to be really, really hard to get him to pay up. What's at the bottom of the deck? Knight of Wands. Yeah, see, like he's putting distance. I mean, this is somebody, Knight of Wands, they like to do what they like to do. They don't want to listen to anything. They don't want to do anything. And like here, the Six of Pentacles, I mean, this is so off balance. You know, and it's a block. I mean, here we have this person blocking. I mean, you know, so I feel like, you know, when the whole situation comes down and out, you know, it's like that's going to be your biggest challenge is getting him to pay the child support. Because I just see him like putting a lot of distance. Like, you know, like that's going to matter. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. You still have to pay the child support. And I feel like I can get him. He's going to run. That's what I get. I see him running. Give me another card. There's something that can pop out. You can tell me. Court ordered. Yeah, but court ordered. Again, Six of Wands coming in reverse. And here we have the Page of Swords. You know, I just feel as if, you know, he's going to try to delay it, put it off, do something, you know, even if it is court ordered. But we have the Six of Wands coming in. You know, it just may not turn out, you know, it's not going to be smooth, all right? Because I just feel like he is going to try to not pay. And that's what you're going to have to deal with. Wow, that was tough, Lovely. You think your dad's angry with you, Gibraltar? All right, Gibraltar, because you were so kind, gave me a little tip there. Let's find out. Let's find out how your dad's doing. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Gibraltar's dad. What can you tell me? All right, what can you tell me to tell Gibraltar? Susan McDonough. What does the Empress say about justice? Oh, the Empress is very kind, nurturing energy. Justice is about maintaining balance. And I think the Empress is someone who makes sure. I mean, I almost could see the Empress to the Justice card as the Empress being a judge, you know, in a situation that needs to be, you know, dealt with. Anyway, that's what I got for you, Susan. Blonde, not dumb. Welcome in. Oh, you're new here. That's nice. Listen, I am going to read right now. Let's see, who am I going to read for? Did I say? I don't know. Who am I going to read for? Soma. Soma, let's find out the current feelings. And listen, blonde, not dumb. You can come back at the next Soma. I'm going to do Soma here next, and then I'm going to jump back to the collective, and I'm going to do, did I do Scorpio? I'm going to do Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aries, Aquarius, and Pisces, and then I'll come back and I'll do some more readings, all right? I'm just trying to get in all of the readings for everyone for the week. All right, let's see, Soma, current feelings. The BF's current feelings for you. What can you tell me to tell Soma? Grateful, thankful for the messages. For Soma. All right, listen, I just feel like this person, they don't really have any feelings for you. We have the Ace of Wands reversed, and we have the Five of Pentacles. If anything, you know, he's going to make you feel like crap. He's going to make you feel left out and alone. So this person, you know, I don't have high hopes for this being a long-term kind of relationship when there's absolutely, I just feel like there's no chemistry between you. Because, you know, here I see you being alone with this person. Yep, that's what I got. All right, listen, I'm going to jump back and finish up my collective readings. We're going to do Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And then Kushant Aurora. We can do yours when we come back, right? All right, let's go back, get back to work. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Really appreciate you guys. Thanks for the new subscribers. I always like to read. If you're a new subscriber, listen, I like to pull cards for the new people. I really feel like, you know, it's important to acknowledge you guys because I appreciate you. Without you guys, I can't grow. And if you're a new subscriber, you know, then I'm happy. Find somebody new. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Scorpios. What can you tell me to tell Scorpios for this upcoming week? What's the energies for my Scorpio? Let's see what's going on, Scorpio. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Scorpio. All right, you ready, Scorps? Let's see. All right, Scorpio, we have the Eight of Cups looking very much like oh, look at this, like the Eight of Pentacles. Sorry, this is shuffle. It's confusing. So here we see you working really, really hard. You know, and I feel like you're very good. There's something that you absolutely love to do, and I think you're in the process of creating something really, really great. And look, I do see that one broke. Listen, you can always pick it up. You know, be really careful, all right, Sagittarius, because I feel like you're really, really great at something. I mean, really, really great at something. You've been doing it a long time. You love what you do. People can see that you love what you do. And then we have the Nine of Cups coming in right behind it. And then we have the Devil card. So I feel like this week, some of you Sagittarians, you know, could find yourself, you know, maybe you're struggling, you know, to make it perfect or whatever. I think you're being really hard on yourself, but I do see a lot of Sagittarians over drinking, partying. Bottom of the deck. It could be over something not working out. So it's like I feel, Sagittarius, that what you're going to do is you're going to, you know, kind of wallow in your emotions. I mean, something that you've been really working on that maybe didn't work out, doesn't work out, you know, pushes you to the brink where you do something that's just not healthy for you. I mean, we have the Devil card coming in with the Nine of Cups here, you know. I mean, there's a lot of drinking. That's a lot of toxic energy. So be careful of that. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like you're channeling your energies into the wrong direction. You know, it didn't work out. Okay, here we have the Four of, well, it's the Four of Cups coming in. Looking very much like the Four of Swords. I mean, you know, I think you've got to, like, put it to rest, you know, and start focusing on what it is you love. All right? Channel that energy into something that you do. Because I think, you know, it's like out of this pain that you're feeling or this heartache that you're going through, I feel like, you know, a masterpiece could be born. All right? So pay attention to that. And be careful, all right? And listen, if you are going to go out partying, you know, and drinking and that kind of thing, have a really great time. But don't drink and drive, all right? Just don't do that. Be responsible. All right, let's see what's going on for all my Sagittarians as seen by the tarot. What does the tarot have to say for all of my Saggies for this upcoming week? All right, listen, we got the Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Page of Wands reversed. All right, so Two of Pentacles. All right, this is you trying to figure out how you're going to make everything work, all right? We got the Page of Pentacles. It could be this week. If you have kids, all right, you may be challenged this week to try to get your kids where they got to be. All right, because I see 2 kids and you trying to figure out, how do I do this? But there's also this energy of you finally reaching a point where I think you have to realize that, you know, all these things that you've been wanting to do and put off, you know, if you're struggling, trying to make ends meet and trying to make your life work or whatever. I just feel like, you know, you're going to think about these things that you keep putting off. The Page of Pentacles. I mean, look, I mean, you're doing this thing, you know, but meanwhile, there's this road over here. You're flipping a coin. You'd love to do something else, but you're not. And then we have the Page of Wands, you know, also coming in reverse, you know. And the Page of Wands is someone who likes to go places and do things. And you're just afraid, you know, that once you leave, you're not going to be able to come back, you know. So this is why you kind of stay where you are. And I feel like you're stuck. You know, Capricorn, I just feel like you're a little stuck. Oh, not Capricorn, Sagittarius. You know. But, you know, we're in the new moon of a Capricorn. I wonder whether you were dealing with this energy of Capricorn that's saying, you know, what are we going to do for work? Because that came out. I just don't believe. I believe that everything has its reason. So anyway, Sagittarius, I feel like, you know, there is this point where, you know, you start to think of, like, maybe it's time to start. Like, oh, that went flying. I'm going to start what it is I need to be doing. All right, Sag? The Ace of Swords, I mean, this is a gift. You have a great idea. You have a great idea and you keep putting it off and you're struggling because you keep putting this off. It's just like, do it, all right? Just do it. And when we look back to those the other cards, I mean, there's something you do you're really, really good at and you keep putting it off. You know, it's almost like I pick up a little imposter syndrome. You know, you hide your emotions, you know. It's just like, you know you're good at what you do. Do it, all right? Do it, all right, Sag? Because, you know, Capricorn is, you know, that energy that says, this is my work. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. And we saw that you do something really, really well, but maybe you put the pressure on you so much, you know, Sag, that, you know, gets to the point where, you know, that ring of Saturn that Capricorn kind of surrounds you with, because this is a Capricorn new moon. And I think, you know, now is the time to set things in motion. So that's what I got for you, Sagittarius. All right, let's see what's going on for my Capricorns. Because Capricorn, you definitely want to come through. All right, Capricorn, grateful, thankful for the messages for my Capricorn. Capricorn, what's going on for this upcoming week? Grateful, thankful for the messages. I'm using the Shuffle Tarot. A little twisted. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Capricorns for this upcoming week. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Capricorn. First, we are looking at the Shuffle Tarot. All right, Capricorn, we have the Three of Coins coming in with the Nine of Wands to the Two of Wands. All right, I'm feeling partnership, okay? Look, if we all work together, we all have something to add to a situation that could bring you a lot of independence. So I think, Capricorn, I think you're starting to see that, you know, there's a lot of people that you could probably put to work that could really help you get to where you want to go with this Nine of Wands. And then we have the Two of Wands coming in, again, like a partnership. You know, so I feel like this is a week where you're starting to look and see who could work with me to help me accomplish what it is I need done. I like this, Capricorn. And I think you realize that, you know, there's other people that can contribute, you know, to what it is you've been trying to make work for a long time. Because, listen, the Nine of Wands, I mean, you have struggled to get to where you are and you're so close to being there. And I think you realize that what you need now is some kind of a partnership. All right, this is looking a lot like, you know, the Two of Cups, but it's the Two of Wands. And I think together, I think you guys see that you could probably make something happen. You know, and there could be, you know, one of those energies, you know, where it just seems to all fall in place. Because I'm feeling like the minute you say, you know, if I put this person here and do this, 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 and this, then boom, it's going to just kind of hit. All right. So let's see what the tarot has to say for all of my Capricorns. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Capricorns. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Capricorns. Let's see what's going on for my Cappies. Thanks, you guys, for all the likes. 29 likes, woohoo! If you're new here, welcome in. I am Raven Blackstar, and I love to read tarot. I really do. You know, and always take what works, leave what doesn't. All right, we all know who we are in the story. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Capricorn. All right, listen, when it comes to somebody who you meet, listen, be careful, all right? Knight of Wands, you can't believe this guy, all right? And we have the Emperor here. And I think if somebody is trying to tell you, you know, try to guide you in a direction, maybe for your career or what you should do. Oh, you know what you should do, Capricorn? You should do this, 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 and this. You know, I just feel like this person's up to no good. You know, remember the focus, right? We have here the Emperor. And I feel like this is you, all right? You know what your destiny is. You know the direction you want to go in. And I just feel as if there's something about this person this week, this Knight of Wands, that you just don't trust. 3 of Wands coming in reversed, all right? 3 of Wands coming in reversed is, you know, kind of telling me that there's this negative energy that's happening, all right? This person is not going to help you. If anything, he could probably bring more damage than good. So just be aware of that energy this week, all right, Capricorn? Because I just feel like it's very, very strong and it's very dominant. And, you know, don't let anybody pull you from your focus. Now, the other thing I'm feeling is like your father this week could be very, very, you know, predominant. If your dad is around, you know, go say hi, right? See what he's up to. You know, but if your father isn't around, I get this feeling like from the sky, your father from the sky, you know, could contact you. So if you have these strong feelings for your dad who may have passed on, I think they're real. All right, so just hang on to that. All right, moving on to my Aquarius. Oh, wait, let's go over here to the shuffle. Grateful, thankful for the messages. Welcome in, you guys. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Aquarians. Grateful, thankful for the messages. Thanks, Lord Joseph. And you've been a real help today. Really appreciate you. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Aquarians for this upcoming week. Oh, this card really wants to come out. So, Aquarius, are you really stressing about some of your money? I mean, here, look at the anxiety over all these coins. You know, and this coin, I tried to fix that thing. I don't know if that's going to break. You know, we'll see how long that's going to hold out. And, you know, then this other thing, that broke, you know, and I fixed it, but I don't know how long that's going to be before I'm going to have to replace it. I just feel a lot of stress over money this week. All right, Aquarius. And then we have the 4 of Cups coming in. And then we have the 2 of Swords. All right, look. You know, part of the problem, I think, is that you are hanging on to the wrong thing. All right, a lot of the stress that you are going under. I mean, look, here we have the 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands says, you know, I need to make some decisions here because what I'm doing right now and what I really want, because, you know, here she's got this world in her hand and, you know, she's bleeding. You know, trying to do what it is that you want right now might not be the time. And I think you've been trying to make something work and, you know, maybe you are putting all kinds of money in to this, you know, project that you were doing, you know, here with this 2 of Swords. I mean, you know, you've got to make some decisions here, you know, because this sword over here, you know, when you let go of one, you're left with one, and then you have all this power, right? Truth, the sword of truth. This is the 4 of Cups, looking very much like the 4 of Swords, all right? I think, you know, you need to let some things go. All right. And the fact that there's nothing you can do about some things. Look, you fixed it. All right. When it breaks, it breaks. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right, Aquarius? We will cross that bridge when we come to it. In the meantime, I think you just got to hang on to your faith. All right. You just got to like trust that, you know, you're going to make some decisions. Some painful decisions is what I feel with this sword. That's pain. You're going to have to make some painful decisions in order to deal with the stress and the anxiety of your finances. I mean, you just really have to face them head on, right? Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles coming in reverse. So Aquarius, this instability of the finances, right? Like, you know, listen, when we have the Queen of Pentacles, we don't worry about a thing. Why? Because she has taken care of everything. And she's upside down. But notice, she's the High Priestess. So intuitively, you know that you're going to have to make some painful decisions, Aquarius. And it is time. All right? So that's for someone out there. Yeah, temperance coming in. Was stuck on the table here. You know, the temperance, you know, there's no point in trying to make things work anymore. The painful decisions, you are at that point. You have to do it. All right, Aquarius? Thank you, Lord Joseph. Tip from Lord Joseph. Much gratitude to you. Thank you for the super chats, you guys. Really appreciate them. Really makes a difference. It really does, you know, in so many ways. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius, from the tarot. What can you tell me to tell Aquarius from the tarot? So thankful for all the messages for all of my Aquarians. All right, let's see what's going on for Aqua. The cards are sticky. Things are sticky. Again, 7 of Pentacles coming in reversed. The Empress. You've got to let go of these things that aren't working for you. All right. I mean, really cutting your losses. You know, the painful decisions continue to be the theme of this week. The Death card. Things you don't want to let go of. Things you were just hanging on to by a thread, mind you. And then we have the Empress. Now, for some of you Aquarians, I am picking up pregnancy. We do have the Empress here. You could be pregnant. This is why you might have to change things around. But listen, the Death card says, you know, we have tried to make things work. We have tried. It is not working. It is time to finally bring it to an end. Better things are yet to come. Seriously, Aquarius. But now it's time for you to kind of defend yourself, stand up for yourself, do what you got to do for yourself. All right? And we got to face the music, as hard as that is, Aquarius. All right, moving on. Let's see what's going on for my Pisces. I am one sign away from turning all my attention to you guys in the chat. So welcome in, you guys. Nice to have you here. Grateful, thankful for all of you. Pisces, grateful, thankful for the messages from my Pisces, all my fishies. Pisces. I feel like you want to say something. Guess I'm going to say Pisces. You want to say something. Let's see what's going on for my Pisces for this upcoming week. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my Pisces. All right, listen, we have the Queen of Wands to the King of Cups to the Emperor. All right. Okay, let's look at the Emperor here, okay? Because this person has left the building. And I feel like they have left. They have taken off. You might be dealing with someone. I mean, you might take off. And again, the drinking. Oh, my God. What's with the drinking this week? People, let's be careful, all right? Because, look, we have the devil sitting here as the King of Cups, all right? Very self-indulgent. And we see that this Emperor has taken off. Right? I love this deck, too, Gibraltar. I mean, this guy, look, here's the King of Cups. Drinking, doing all the things he shouldn't do. And has left you to handle everything. They probably didn't even tell you they were taking off, right? Oh my goodness, Pisces. So this could be you, this could be them, but I feel like you just go. Or they just go. And I think it really upsets this queen. You know, because the queen, we see here, mom, she's left home with the kids while they're out partying, out drinking. I mean, that's what I'm feeling. You know, that's where she's at. She's home, sitting on her throne, trying to take care of the kids, trying to make sure everything's okay. All little duckies right there at her feet. Well, the other is out partying. Bottom of the deck, the devil. Again, more devil energy. So I feel like there's Pisces out there, not going to be a good person. Up to no good. Be careful of that, all right? And I'm just going to say it. I don't care what you do. I really don't. You know, drink, you know, party, do what you want to do, all right? I'm not here to judge, you know, but if you are going to be doing this and you're going to be out partying, just don't drink and drive, right? Save all the people around you's lives, all right? If you don't care about yours, at least, you know, take care of those. But anyway, I see a Pisces out there really drinking. Maybe you can go out with the Gemini, right? Was it Gemini that had that? A lot of drinking? I don't know. Just so much. So I feel like, you know, the fact that it keeps coming up makes me almost feel like this is going to be a week where there's just going to be a lot of emotions. And how we handle our emotions is going to come up. And that's what's going to be, you know, the telling tale here. You know, we've got to find out whether or not You know, how do we process our emotions? You know, do we run and we grab a drink, or do we go for a run? All right, so I think we need to pay attention to a little bit of that. You know, it's like, because if emotions are raging, you know, choose the healthier option in order to channel it. All right, just saying. All right, let's see, Pisces, what's going on for you? Grateful, thankful for the messages from my Pisces. All right, this is the last one, and then we're going to turn to you guys. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my Pisces. What can you tell me to tell Pisces? All right, listen, Pisces, we've got the Knight of Swords and the Fool. All right, I like this because I feel like there's something that you are after with this Fool card. And, you know, it's almost like you don't even care if you win or you lose. There's just something that you want to go do, and you don't want anybody to stop you. Because here, the Judgment card, I want to go do what I want to do on the Knight of Swords. Very assertive, very aggressive. So I feel like if you were challenged this week, Pisces, you know, you're not afraid to challenge back. And I do think that there is something that you really want to do. Be really careful of being impulsive, all right? You know, because I get the feeling that some of you Pisces, in doing what you want to do, you could get yourself into some trouble. And then, you know, then what, all right? So just be careful of that impulsive kind of energy, because I just feel like that could backfire and you can get in trouble. Because here's the Six of Wands is the final outcome this week. You know, you might go out there, you know, and just kind of do what you want to do, but I just feel like it could backfire. I mean, Six of Wands is the final outcome. You know, you're not going to come out feeling good at the end of the week. And then we have the World card. I think it brings up a situation, you know, that you realize that maybe things need to change. Because I feel conflict with you, all right? I feel like there's a part of you, Pisces, that wants to start a whole new lease on life kind of thing. And there's part of you that doesn't want to close the old life. You know, I call it the in-between. I feel like a lot of you Pisces are in the in-between. You know, everything is about to change, you know, but we have to accept the change, right? And, you know, just kind of be able to let it unfold rather to force things or get aggressive or be afraid of it. You know, things are changing in your life, all right? Six of Swords. You know, things are going to get better. Things are going to smooth out. Things are going to fill out, you know, kind of move on in a better direction. But I feel as if, you know, you just have to let things unfold, Pisces, all right? Don't force things this week, because I feel like it's only going to backfire. All right? That's Pisces and Gemini drinking in secret, right? Do you know, it's funny? I know, and they don't know each other, but I know a Pisces and I know a Gemini, and I know they like to drink a lot. I don't think they like each other, but holy cow, that would be a volatile combination if they ever got together. Anyway, let's look at you guys. Ringing the bell. Final segment. Happy to be here. Now, I believe, let's see. And I don't even know who's here. Who's still here? Tell me who's still here. Kushant Aurora, are you still here? I know you wanted me to do yours. I don't know where your question is. Let's see. You're confused in which line you should do your next studies. Are you here? I'll go ahead and read your question, because I know you were really wanting to know. You're confused in which line you should do. Right? Crazy. Anyway, let's see what's going on for Kushant. Would like to know, should they do technology, upright for yes, or food related? What can you tell me about moving? Ooh. So look, we got the Temperance card coming up for technology. That would work. Do you know what I mean? I feel like technology would be a really good direction for you. All right, what can you tell me about Kushant? About food related. What can you tell me about the food related direction for Kushant Aurora? You know, that would be good too. You know, but here's the thing. I think you would be a very good chef, honestly. So either one. Do you know what I mean? I think you could do both. Why not do both? But I think either one would be very, very good for you. I think both would really work. You know, at the end of the day, where is your heart? You know, and I do feel like, you know, with this king coming up, that your heart would be in the kitchen. So You may want to look at the food-related one a little bit closer. All right, let's see. Raymond. Raymond, let's see. Is there a chance that you might meet a woman and get married? All right, let's find out. Raymond, are you going to get married? You're a Cancer. All right, let's find out what's going on for Raymond Lambert. 7/15, you just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Raymond. All right, Raymond would like to know whether or not he can meet a person, a beautiful woman, and get married. Let's see. What can you tell me to tell Raymond? Look at that. See, I do feel like you could meet someone, and I feel like you could meet someone who may have some children, and, you know, she probably works from home. There's definitely the opportunity for you to meet someone is so bright. Look at that. That's the most positive card in the deck. So, yes, there is someone out there for you. What a beautiful, beautiful image to come in for you, Raymond. I wish that for you. May that be your birthday present this year around the clock, all right? Grateful, thankful for you. All right, let's see. Karina. You have a crush? All right, so is this a crush? Somebody that, do they even know that you have a crush on them? All right, Karina, let's find out. Will you and this crush have a nice relationship? Let's find out. You know, listen, I think you guys could get together. I mean, but I feel like they would be very, very serious and very, very stern. You know, I mean, this is somebody who likes to, you know, like they're always right. I'm just, you know, so I think if you guys do want to get married, I think there is that potential. But I think he will definitely wear the pants in the relationship, Karina. So I hope that happens for you. Miss Pickett, we got us a new person. Hi, Miss Pickett. Welcome in. Of course you were able. You know, I have to tell you a secret, Miss Pickett. I love to read cards for new people. I really do. I think it's really important, you know, that new people be acknowledged and welcomed in. So, of course you can. All right, Karina, good luck with that. All right, so Miss Pickett, what's your question? You can do just a general, where I'll just kind of pull a card and see what comes out. Or you can ask me a question about something, and we can dive in that direction. Or you tell me, all right? Nice to have you guys all in the house. I sure appreciate you. Is there anything blocking you from receiving your abundance and income? All right, let's find out what's blocking Miss Pickett. If there is anything blocking, what's keeping Miss Pickett from receiving abundance and income? Is there anything blocking Miss Pickett from receiving income and abundance? Let's find out. All right, look. 3 of Cups coming in reversed to the Knight of Swords. You know, I wonder if there's external people that block you, all right? Because here, you show up with this 3 of Cups coming in reverse, all right? Maybe people wouldn't be happy with what you would do for money, but I think you got to go after what you want, you know, regardless of how people see you, you know? So I think you worry a bit too much of how others might perceive you. But, you know, listen, Miss Pickett, I do see you making a lot of money. I mean, here we got the 10 of Pentacles coming in. You can't worry about what others say or think or do. And when we have the Knight of Swords, I mean, this is a very assertive, aggressive energy. This is like, get out there and go do it. Quit worrying about it. You know, do what it is that you want to do, because I see you making a good income. So... oh, let's see if we can get a read on what kind of work could come through. I hope your shoulder heals quickly. What sign are you, Miss Pickett? Do you know your astrology? If you do, I love to see people's astrology. I call myself, you know, not a real, like, you know, immature astrologer, but I do. Oh, Leo, this is your year to shine. This is definitely your year to shine, Miss Pickett. So whatever it is you do. All right, there's something that you used to do when you were a child. All right, when you were a kid. It could be something you did when you were out with your grandparents or somebody else in the family. But there was something that you used to do when you were a kid. All right, and I feel as if you tap into that, whatever that is, that will bring you the income. Right now we have you coming in with the Queen of Pentacles, very unstable. Two of Pentacles, also a lot of unstable money. And then again, we have this Page of Pentacles, not being able to find the opportunities. And I feel like you have to create your opportunity. And there's something you used to do when you were a child. And that keeps coming up. And I think it's something that you could even do now. Because if I turn this around, all right, this Queen, something you did from when you were a child could bring you a lot of stability in your future when you're older. All right, and again, if we turn this card around, you know, if you start to make some decisions around your finances, I think you will start to see that, you know, some new opportunities could show themselves. But I'm definitely sensing the instability. I think you have to look at everything that you've been dealing with and carrying. I mean, you're taking on a lot. All right, Miss Pickett, it's time to let go of some of it and move it on. All right, and, you know, here we have the Hanged Man. All right, the Hanged Man energy is kind of like you just trying to see those things that have got you really, really strapped. See all those belts on there? And start to let go of them. So I do feel as if there is something you're about to tap into. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling like there's something you can do from home. You know what I just got was like consulting, or, you know, just something that you can do just, you know, from, you know, your mind, like a gift from your mind, like you speaking is what I get. I hear you speaking, and counseling comes to mind. I'm sure there are some things that you can do. Thank you, Lord Joseph. Thank you so much for your super chat. Much appreciated for being a part of what I've been doing here. Mawia, welcome in. All right, you guys. So, Miss Pickett, I'm sorry I couldn't get a little bit closer, but I gotta tell you, man, whatever you do, you know, you're probably really, really good at it. And there's something, think back to when you were a kid. Did you love to, you know, do fashion? Did you like to, you know, draw? Did you like to cook? Did you like to, what did you like to do when you were a kid? When you were alone, there was something you did. And whatever that is, when you were alone, could bring you money. All right? All right, listen, you guys, if nobody else is in the house, I'm going to move on. Make candles. Can you make candles with that? Oh, I would love to make candles. I've always got candles going. Oh, my God, that would be amazing. I like that idea, Miss Pickett. I really, really do. Hi, Betty Baca. Welcome in. You caught me at the tail end. I'm about to pop off. But if you have a question, Betty Baca, I would be happy to pull a card for you. No pressure. I don't want to put you on the spot. But I am about to pop off. And I just want to make sure that if you came in, you know, you just didn't come into nothing. All right, listen, you guys. If Betty doesn't answer here in the next few seconds here, I am going to pop off and, you know, see what my weekend has left for me. Grateful, thankful to each and every one of you for being a part of my channel, being a part of what I do. All right, so thank you for everything. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the support, the likes, the comments, and all of it. So always, you know, be happy, be healthy, be kind, and I'll see you later. Bye now.